The ceremony will be starting shortly, but first I want to talk you through some housekeeping before we start. There is no fire or evacuation drill planned. In the event that the alarm does go off, please make your way to the nearest exit. Staff from UHI Inverness will signpost you. If possible, please do not leave the ceremony until it finishes. Please turn your phones and mobile devices to silent. Photography and filming are permitted during today's ceremony. Our platform party will be in shortly. Please be upstanding when the piper starts and sit down when the piper stops. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's really lovely to see you here today. I'll begin our ceremony by introducing Professor Chris O'Neill, Principal and Chief Executive of UHI Inverness, for this morning's welcome.
Right, good afternoon, everybody. And as a very proud Welshman, but also a very proud principal of UHI Inverness, how wonderful to be piped into a Welsh hymn. Carol Ann, and I'm disappointed that you all weren't singing and cheering for the Welsh rugby side there. You all look absolutely fantastic. You look shiny and clean. It's the first time I've seen a group of students like that for quite some time. Are you excited? Are you pleased? Yeah, you're looking happy. So it's a real pleasure to welcome everybody to this wonderful celebration of your achievements. The work that you've done, the way that you've engaged, the way that you've changed your lives, and the way that you're going to go on and have influence and change other people's lives and actually change the world. It's something to be immensely, immensely proud of it, and we're really pleased to be celebrating with you and sharing this day with you and also with your loved ones. I want to extend some special welcomes. First of all, I'd like to welcome Dr. Dee Bird, who's our interim chair of the board. The Board of Management for UHI Inverness oversee and look after us, give us the guidance, the support, the insight that we need. And Dee, as with all of the other board members, has been absolutely extraordinary and magnificent in helping us become the institution that we are. I'd like to welcome our guest speaker, Evie. And Evie, I'm sure many of you know, is a star of television and is going to be talking to us towards the end of the ceremony. I want to make a special mention of our mace bearer. The mace is the symbol of the authority that we carry collectively with the UHI partnership, in that we're allowed to award degrees, postgraduate degrees or research degrees, as they're sometimes called. And it's an incredibly important symbol that just about every university around the world has in one shape or form. Our mace bearer today is Neil Stewart, and Neil is sitting here to my left. And Neil has only been with us for over 40 years. I know, hard to believe. But he moisturises. You don't mind me sharing that, Neil? Yeah. No, and well, Neil, thank you. And the mace bearer is somebody that represents the values and the commitment of our staff generally. So we thank Neil, and we thank our other staff. I want to go on and talk about what it is that you've done. You've demonstrated a sense of engagement. Your work ethic has been absolutely extraordinary. Your curiosity has been pricked and engaged with and sort of developed. Your ambition is obvious. Your skills around critical thinking and question and challenge, objectivity, even though you're subjectively involved in your subject, has been once again magnificent. And those are the marks of a graduate from any institution. What I'm hoping that you're going to do, though, is enjoy today and then start to reflect on what it is that you're going to do as you move forward to have a positive impact upon the lives of your communities. You've had the remarkable privilege of being stretched and developed in a way that is unique and is a privilege and is not available to all. And with that comes a responsibility. You and others like you have got to make the world a better place. And we're going to watch you and watch your success have that influence on not just your communities within Highlands, but way beyond as well. It's been, for some of you, I know, a very, very difficult time. You know, we still have that long shadow of COVID and the lockdowns and all of the damage that did to not just students, but to everybody, to our communities, psychologically, and in terms of the economy, and in so many other ways. But what you lot have proven by being here today is that you've got the resilience and the character to deal with adversity, and that again is something that you must reflect on and be immensely proud. But it wasn't just you lot, right? All these people that are sitting around to support you, your families, your parents, your loved ones, your siblings, and so on, they've helped bring you on this remarkable journey. And I know as a dad just how difficult that can be. I've got 3 of them. And it's a really, really tough ask. And they've been as committed to you as you have been committed to your studies. So what I'd like you to do, graduates, is stand and applaud your loved ones. Thank you. Thank you. So I also want to acknowledge and remind you that the face-to-face work that you've been doing with predominantly the lecturer and the teaching staff, or it might be the library staff or whatever, just about for every single member of the academic community, there's an equivalent that might have a back office function, might be part of our cleaning crew, could be within estates, could be working in the student support centre, could be working out how to get the maximum amount of money to you, giving mental health support, or whatever it is. So we've got an enormous number of staff, some of whom are represented here today, who've had a significant input into your education and the development of you as you are. And I really want to acknowledge them. As I said, Neil is here, in a sense, representing all of them, but there are a lot of people that we need to be very, very grateful to. And I want to be slightly indulgent. Our management team is very, very small. There are three of us on the senior management team, myself, Georgie, and Dr. Lindsay Snodgrass, who's just gained, she's the one grinning over there right now. Lindsay has just gained her doctorate from Glasgow University. And going back to that idea of the support that you get from family and friends and so on, I'd like to welcome Lindsay's mum, Moira, and Lindsay's godmother, Norma, to the ceremony. I don't know where they are, but perhaps if you want to wave to Lindsay now, that would be a good opportunity. Where are they, Lindsay? They're over there. There you go. Lindsay, they're just over here, okay. She embarrasses me all the time, so this is nothing more than payback. Yeah. So opportunities and choices are coming up. I mean, enjoy today. The hard work starts tomorrow, though. Some of you will already be in employment, and some of you have developed within employment, but some of you are going to be looking around thinking, what is it that's next? One of the wonderful things, and I know that people will be talking about this later, one of the wonderful things about the Highlands is that it's an extraordinary range of communities with lots and lots of different concerns, different interests that range from cultural offerings, hospitality offerings, through to high-tech, life sciences, computing, engineering. I mean, Ross-shire Engineering, when I started working here in Inverness, Ross-shire Engineering were dealing with a very, very small number of clients in and around Inverness, and now they've got contracts in Canada, down there in that there England, down the south there. You know, there are some remarkable success stories coming out from the Highlands, and there's remarkable influence on the way that the UK and beyond is, all rooted here in the Highlands. Your commitment to your education there, you can help change the world from here. And one of the things that we need everybody to be aware of are the opportunities that are coming up with the Green Freeport. If there was about £20 billion about to be invested in the centre of London, it would be major, major news. And that's what's happening just down the way there. There are going to be opportunities from logistics and hospitality right through to engineering and culture that are going to be exploding, and you have to be a part of that provision and that growth of this as a region that's economically successful, confident and caring and supportive of itself. So, I've already done that page. I want to sort of wrap up by just giving you the ABC principles. We talked a long time ago when we were looking at what it was that we wanted UHI Inverness to be, about the ABC principles. And the ABC principles is that we want our colleagues, the staff, your tutors, the support and professional service staff, we want our partners, and we want our students to follow the ABC principles. We want you to be ambitious, we want you to be bold, and we want you to be creative. And if you can be those things with honour, with dignity and honesty, then you're just going to do whatever it is that you need to do to be the best person that you can possibly be. Every success and the best wishes from every one of us up here and the people that we represent. Enjoy yourself, live your fullest possible life. Don't forget, the journey you've been on is just the start. It's the kindling. It's not the fire. It's not the flame. As Socrates once told us, only about 2,500 years ago. But he was kind of right. So to all of you, thank you. for being our students. Congratulations for using UHI to be the best possible person that you are. Thank you all.
Thank you, Professor O'Neill. I'd now like to invite Professor Brian Williams, Interim Deputy Principal for Academic and Research at the University of the Highlands and Islands, to formally open this afternoon's ceremony.
Well, good afternoon all. What a great day it is. A lot of smiling faces, and quite rightly so. Well, today is a day of celebration, a day we gather to honour the hard work, dedication and perseverance of this incredible group of students. But graduates, I do want you to take a moment just to look around and recognise that you did the hard work, but you were supported by the staff, family and friends who are today immensely proud of your achievements, as we all are. But today, graduates, we shine the spotlight firmly on you. This is your moment, this is your day, and I couldn't be more honoured to stand here and share it with you. This ceremony is more than just a formality, it's a recognition of your perseverance, your talent, and let's be honest, for a good number of you, your ability to survive a deadline-driven life fueled by caffeine. Now, think a little bit about when you started this journey. Some of you came straight from school, wide-eyed and eager. Others came with life experience, balancing work, family and studies. But whether you were fresh-faced or battle-hardened, I think we can probably all agree that you weren't quite sure what you were letting yourself in for. There have been, over the last few years, moments of panic and confusion, I suspect, like when your lecturer uttered the phrase, "This will be in the exam," which you immediately forgot. The group project where one person magically disappeared. I take it that did happen from the laughter there. The time you tried to explain to your parents what a learning outcome was, or that terrifying moment 2 minutes before the deadline for your essay when you had to submit it and the Wi-Fi went down. But you're here. You survived that stress, and you can handle anything the future holds. Through it all, you adapted, learnt and grew. You've developed new skills that go beyond the academic. Yes, you've mastered the coursework, but you've also learned how to think critically, how to communicate effectively, and how to manage your time, or at least cram a month's work of work into a single night, which is an important life skill in itself. You know who you are. You've built resilience and determination, two things which will serve you well no matter what you do in life. So that's why I'm standing here before you with immense pride and indeed excitement. But I do think there's another reason for my excitement today, and that is because my suspicion is that you've likely learned an awful lot more than you actually realised. And for many of you, you've probably become somebody who you don't fully recognise and realise yet either. When I graduated many years ago, I had an idea about what I'd learned from my degree, a set of knowledge and a set of skills. But it wasn't actually until a few years later that I began to realise that I'd gained so much more. And I'd gained something that would equip me to help me take a grip of my life and to take myself in new directions, if only I had the courage. So it's not just that now you know new things, but that you know how to know. And that in itself offers up innumerable options and indeed potential adventures in life. For example, at this precise moment, I don't know how to get to Istanbul, but I know how to know. You don't know the answers, but that you know how you can get them and that you can. That is the power of education. Know it, be aware of it, and please use it. It can take you places you never previously thought possible. However, I would say that in wielding this new ability or superpower, I'd suggest two qualities are still required. humility, and courage. Now, after I graduated, whenever I was having a discussion or indeed an argument with my father, and actually, on reflection, when he was likely losing the argument, in my view, he used to throw the following quote of Mark Twain's at me. He goes, "When I was 14, my father was so ignorant I couldn't bear to have the old man around. But by the time I was 21, I was shocked just to discover how much he'd learnt in such a short period of time." Now, it was designed to suggest that I perhaps didn't realise fully that there was more to learn than arrived what I had. And just because I was more eloquent at times, that didn't necessarily make me right. It frustrated me a little, but the intention was good. He was telling me that there was still more to learn, that life and learning and the adventure continues. So, to get the most from education, you need to know that the journey does go on, that there are still so many new things to learn, to master, to explore, so many new places to visit, and that you're not at the end of the line. You're simply equipped to have an adventure into the future. And finally, even if you are aware of that, you still need the courage to continue travelling. In Bronnie Ware's now famous book, 5 Regrets of the Dying, which sounds a very depressing thing to be raising at a graduation, but stick with me, please. In Bronnie Ware's now famous book, 5 Regrets of the Dying, number 1 is wishing I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself. Have that courage. Go from this place being true to yourself today with a greater awareness of what is possible for you and a commitment to make this world a better place. Some of you may already have a clear path laid out in front of you. You're stepping into chosen careers, you're going to apply your knowledge, and you're going to start making a difference. Others may be taking a little bit more time, trying to figure things out and what comes next. And that's perfectly fine. Some of the life rarely moves in straight lines, and actually some of the most rewarding adventures are the routes that take unexpected turns. They're not to be feared. So, I offer my heartfelt congratulations to each one of you. You're a testament to the power of education and the limitless potential of the human spirit. As you embark on this next chapter of your lives with knowledge, passion, a positive impact on this world. Many congratulations once again. Finally, on behalf of the University of the Highlands and Islands, it gives me great pleasure to declare this ceremony to celebrate the success and achievement of all UHI students to be open. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Williams. We will now move to the presentation of the main awards. Master of Arts, Health and Wellbeing, Megan Marwick, with distinction. Jules Victor Moore, with distinction. And we have Master of Education, Critical Inquiry, Rebecca Brough. Master of Letters, History of the Highlands and Islands, Kirsten McDougall, with merit. Fergus Master of Science, Advanced Professional Practice, James McGregor. Human Resource Management, Vicky Kirkland, with distinction. Debbie Paddington, with distinction. Infection Prevention and Control, Joanne Shackleton, with merit. Psychology Conversion, Katarzyna Bohutin. Stephen Bouvert. I should have added that was with distinction. Erin Maria Connolly, with merit. Carol Ann Hitchcocks. Helen Nancy Stewart, with distinction. And now we move to postgraduate diploma, Advanced Nurse Practitioner, Jane Hay. Business Administration, McKeever, with merit. Infection Prevention and Control, Diane Beckett, with merit. And now it's postgraduate certificate, Human Resource Management, Shirley Ann Mackenzie. Infection Prevention and Control, Penny Houston, with distinction. Psychology Conversion, Duncan Alexander Spears. And now we move to Bachelor of Arts with Honours, Accounting and Finance, Anna Maria Borchek. Caitlin Janice Mari Bremner. Nikki Falconer. Claire Lorraine Mingis. Isabel Rena Slater. Finley David Sutherland. Applied Music, Rebecca Schillen. Archaeology and Criminology, Nora Amour. and Contemporary Practices, Elaine Chisholm. Victoria Louise Smith. Amy Louise Story. Business and Management, Laura Jane Scott. Ellie Rose Smith. Nicole Wilson. Business and Management with Tourism, Yu Lin. Child and Youth Studies, Eve McGregor. Erin Milne. Ellie Stephen Hall. Lauren Jane Swinwood. Creative Writing in the Highlands and Islands, Alex Catherine Huntley. Deborah Jane Mailer. Sophie Lloyd Martin. Scott McGowan. Scarlett Rowe. Culture and Heritage, Elizabeth Todd. Culture, Heritage and Criminology, Lily Shafasick. Drama and Production, Caitlin McNee. Holly Mills. Charlie Porter. Events Management, Lily Farker. Rachel Fraser. Alana Walker. History and Criminology, Robin J. Moffat. Malcolm Murdoch Murchison. History and Politics, Jordan Smith. Literature, Emily Elizabeth Mary Gray. Literature and Politics, Donna Anna Godsman. Outdoor Education and Learning, James Samuel Aitken. Alexander James Mackay. Philosophy, Politics and Economics, Stephen Robert Lloyd. Politics and Criminology, Sophie Kerr. Scottish History and Archaeology, Michael Pereira. Social Sciences, Doolin McLaughlin. Sociology and Criminology, Molly Georgina McDermid. Emma Margaret White. Visual Communication and Design, Daisy May Nash. So now we move to Bachelor of Science with Honours, Integrative Healthcare, Rosemary McNee. Psychology, Nadine Ann Murray. Sport and Fitness, Rachel Cumming. Robert Haig Scobby. Owen Weems. Bachelor of Arts, Accounting and Finance, Sean Lemaitre. Claire Aurora Cecile Smith with distinction. Business and Management, Ailey Grant with distinction. Karen Margaret Ina McMillan. Sandra Reyna Hernandez. Child and Youth Studies, Ava Gloria King. Ashley Mackenzie. Lisa Ann Peach. Hannah Young. Childhood Practice, Katrina Louise Amos. Angela Jane Blake. Karen Ann Campbell. Kaylee Ann Henderson. Yvonne MacDonald. Fiona Marie McRae. Angela Smith. And now we move to Graduate Apprentice, Early Learning and Childcare, Lindsay Marie Dean. Stephanie Heather Elaine MacLeod. Hazel McRae. Victoria Louise Miller. Outdoor Education and Learning, Louis Joseph Reeves. Scottish History and Politics, Sean Philip Donald Lawless. Social Sciences, Gail MacDonald. Bachelor of Science, Oral Health Science, Flora Evans with distinction. Hannah Kovacs with distinction. Courtney Lacey with distinction. Reika Lembu with distinction. Christine Helen Lindsay. Keira Lee Matheson. And I should have added with distinction, my apologies. Yes, sorry about that. With distinction, another clap. Rebecca Jane McHale with distinction. Kernius Zacharias. Sport and Fitness, Rhiannon Anita Louise Kaur. Continuing Professional Development Level 10, Child and Adolescent Mental Health, Karen Holland. Diploma of Higher Education, Child and Youth Studies, Nicola Tiffin. Person-Centred Counselling and Psychotherapy, Anne Clara Mackay, with distinction. Jill Patterson. Julie Riviere. Logical McDonald. Continuing Professional Development Level 9, Leading and Managing Care Service, Kerry Jane Richardson. Higher National Diploma Accounting, Zoe Ann Finlayson. Higher National Certificate Accounting, Fiona Allison MacLeod. Administration and Information Technology, Lennon Aaron Potts. Beauty Therapy, Sylvia Gill. Dominica Krudos. Holly Tomlinson. Business, Mika Nicole Taylor. Childhood Practice, Robin Jean Bethune. Bianca Kovacic. Sylvia Hanula. Alexandra Lorek. Sophie McEwen. Lily Grace McGlennon. Alex McElwraith. Nicole Chiara Mackenzie. Christina Oster Pardo. Bethany Elizabeth Skidmore. Megan Smith. Rebecca Laura Smith. Contemporary art practice, Molly Catherine McGregor. Andrew Fraser Murdoch. Fitness, health and exercise, Oliver Walter Smith. Emma Warner. Kaya Fox. Itchel Little. Anna Louise McGregor. Aaron Waddle. Social Services, Elizabeth Alice Kearney. Bethany Christina Gillam. Lucy Jane McMillan. Ellie Elizabeth O'Gorman. Soft tissue therapy, Rocio Suarez Rubiales. Sports coaching and development, Charles James Thomas Speedy. Professional Development Award Level 7. No, okay. Are we moving on to health and social care? Okay. Health and social care supervision, Zoe Louise Ada Gregory. Fiona Ross. No, it's all right, I'm going to go back. Okay. Professional Development Award Level 7, Carrie Ann Stewart. Health and Social Care Administration of Medication, Lisa Isabel Wilson. Mental Health Peer Support, David Walter Mitchell. Personal Training, Jasmine Potts. And that concludes the presentation of the main awards. Next, we move on to our special awards. Every year, the Highlands and Islands Students' Association Awards recognise the exceptional contributions by staff and students across UHI, and we are delighted that 4 of the winners this year are from UHI Inverness. UHI Inverness Deputy Curriculum Lead, Childcare and Work-Based Learning, Julie Jones, was named Best Academic Learning Support Award. She was nominated for outstanding support and compassion shown towards her students. I would like to invite William Campbell from HISA, our president of HISA, to come forward and present that award to Julie. Every year, UHI Inverness celebrates the achievements of our students and apprentices with our Student of the Year awards. This year's winners have been recognised for a range of reasons, including academic achievement, overcoming adversity, personal endeavour, voluntary efforts and exceptional peer support. Our first Student of the Year winner graduated today with BA Hons in Events Management. Nominated for a laser-focused approach to improving her grades while enduring health issues and chronic pain, she also organised a successful charity event as part of her studies. I would like to welcome to the stage our Overcoming Adversity Award winner, Rachel Fraser. Our next winner could not speak English when he first joined UHI Inverness 4 years ago and is now studying computing and esports and has made a significant impact as a student engagement representative. He has volunteered to help run the student food bank, the free toiletries provision on campus, the ICT help desk, digital skills support, student focus groups and Spanish lessons. I would like to welcome to the stage Javier Munoz Moreno. I'd like to add that Javier is also the overall Student of the Year 2024. Next, we're going to acknowledge a recently confirmed visiting professor of the Highlands and Islands. Jenny Matthews is a photographer and filmmaker who's been documenting social issues in Britain and abroad since 1982. She's worked during conflict and post-conflict across the globe, and her concern for resilience in communities, women and girls has led to major projects on women and war. Jenny has visited UHI Inverness as a visiting artist and scholar to present her work, run a workshop and carry out tutorials. As a visiting professor, Jenny will work with students, staff and researchers across UHI through the Centre for Living Sustainability at UHI Inverness, acting as a critical friend. I'd like to invite Professor O'Neill to present visiting Professor Matthews with a token of our congratulations. you. We now move on to the last part of this afternoon's ceremony. It's my great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Evie Morrison, a UHI graduate, veterinary nurse, and now a pharmacovigilance and biosecurity officer. Evie oversees 10 centres across Scotland. Evie starred this year in the second series of BBC One's hugely successful show, The Traitors. She made it all the way to the final and hasn't looked back. Resisting a move away from the Highlands, you can find her hiking, running, or wild swimming with her rescue dogs. Evie also runs an Instagram account showcasing her running journey, adventures in the Highlands, and advocacy for body positivity and self-acceptance. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Evie Morrison.
Thank you so much for that kind introduction. I've heard it twice now today, so I'm getting quite used to it. Thank you all for having me here today. Honestly, it's such an honour to be able just to celebrate this day with you as you close this chapter of your life. It's super exciting. So this is a bit of a full circle moment for me, because in 2016, I sat in a row with classmates just like you. I held the same scroll as you, completing a diploma in veterinary nursing at the same university as you. I went from UHI student to veterinary nurse, specialising in veterinary dentistry, to eventually becoming a finalist on the UK's biggest TV show, The Traitors. Now, there are some people out there who haven't watched the TV programme, so I guess for those who don't know, The Traitors is a psychological adventure game filmed in Ardross Castle, just 30 minutes away from us here in Inverness. 22 strangers meet for the first time and work to compete in challenges and missions together. The catch is that as amongst the team hoping to win up to £120,000, some have been selected as traitors, secretly lurking and sabotaging efforts and picking off contestants one by one. The faithfuls, they must root out the traitors amongst their ranks or run the risk of losing the entire prize pot. Sounds fun. Now, I must admit, when I applied for the Traitors, it was on a whim. I was turning 30 in a couple of months, and I'd spent my 29th year doing things that just pushed me out of my comfort zone. I sent in my application within a few days of the closing date, and I thought to myself, I'm never going to get that call. I'm going to be bottom of the pile, because nobody actually allows themselves to think it might happen. But I did get the call. I got that magic call, and the interview process started. It's a really intense series of interviews and calls, some with games and tasks to try and suss you out and see what kind of player you'd be in the game. They want you to make them laugh, to share your funny stories or bad dating anecdotes, and they essentially want to feel like they're in the pub with a mate, which luckily I've got a bit of practice in, so it was quite good. For those who applied when the applications first opened, there were weeks and sometimes months between these interviews, but for me, I actually had an interview every day for 7 days solid, and then a month later, I was getting picked up to go to the castle and meet Claudia Winkelman, who's our lovely host and now lifelong pal. It was a whirlwind fever dream before I even stepped foot in the castle. Now, the show's been out for 9 months, so I don't think I'm at risk of any spoilers, but I was chosen as a faithful, of course, meaning that my mission in the game was to root out who had been picked as a traitor. Many of the skills that you need to be successful on the Traitors include the ability to stay calm, be confident in your skills, be collected, logical, thoughtful, and kind. And as a faithful, which I was, I needed to make sure that I had allies and bonds and that people trusted me. These are all skills that were 100% carved out by my career as a veterinary nurse, and it's a career that I attribute to the UHI teaching that I received. My experience on the Traitors led me to completing some incredible missions. I think you've seen them all, the landscapes that I've spent most of my life exploring. The grounds of Ardross Castle and Loch Glass beneath Ben Wyvis to Portnocky on the Murray coast. The Scottish Highlands really is just the most beautiful place in the world. It was really special to see the cast and the crew be in total awe of our homeland and enjoy being here as much as I loved living here. But for me, one of the greatest things coming out of the show was the connections made between contestants. Some might say trauma bonding, and at points I might agree, especially when I think back to episode 7, which involved fan favourite Diane and myself lying in a coffin each in the woods with Claudia Winkelman standing over us, waiting to find out who had been murdered from the show. I mean, I hope I never experience that ever again, and there really is no one else like Diane that's going to understand that. It's great to talk about what I learned or what I gained from the show, but I know most serious fans of the Traitors just want a bit of gossip. So a year on, I'm here to spill it for you. You know those round tables where we banish a contestant? You probably see about 10 or 15 minutes of that, but they go on for hours and hours and hours. Poor Brian, who was our other Scottish contestant on the show, he was famously split in a 3-way banishment. His round table lasted for 4 hours. Sometimes you don't get out until 1 a.m, 2 a.m, you're absolutely exhausted. You'd be lucky to get around 6 hours sleep a night, and for those like me who made it to the last episode, that's a month of filming on just no sleep at all. The Traitors is known for having these big, extravagant breakfasts. You know, where it's revealed who was murdered the night before. Many people comment on these breakfasts. They say they want to apply just to try it out. It's the #1 question I get. On the TV, you can see swathes of pastries and coffees and fruits, but I'm here to tell you it's all staged. I know, that's the reaction I normally get. Imagine me being a fan favourite of the show, and I walked in and I thought it was going to be this extravagant thing, and it was cold and dry and stale and days old. It was horrible. So if you see me eating on the programme, there are certain items that you can't eat just for the effect, but lots of it we wouldn't dare touch. Another misconception about the show is that because I'm local, that I got to go home every night, and it wasn't like that at all. I was away for a whole month. The Traitors is run like a military operation. You are mic'd up the whole day. They're listening to you constantly. If the cameras aren't rolling, you can't speak to contestants about contestants. You can't talk about gameplay or strategy, who you like, who you don't, who's looking suspicious, who's annoyed you, or who's your new best friend. When we leave for the night to go to our individual lodgings, we are blindfolded, we are transported separately, and this is to avoid us talking to other contestants. Our lodgings are monitored 24/7 by a security guard, meaning that I can't sneakily meet up with Molly in the middle of the night, and our phones are taken off us, we have no access to the internet, and we only have terrestrial TV. So it's just like the 90s. This meant on my 1 day off a week, I watched a lot of Homes Under the Hammer or A Place in the Sun. People think when you're filming for the biggest TV show on the BBC that it's glamorous, but I don't think it's that glamorous at all. Anyway, when we finished filming in September last year, I had to keep quiet about my involvement in the show until the cast was released in January. So that's 5 months of not being able to talk about the biggest thing that's possibly ever happened in my life. That's 5 months of pretending like I just had a social media detox for a month, trying not to be suspicious whenever a mention of the Traitors rolled around, even though it was flashing in my eyes like $signs. I'm a chronic yapper, and it was very difficult to keep this secret. But January came in quick, and the show was released, and the whirlwind started for the second time. It was great to finally talk about the programme and to watch it back and see all the conversations and alliances that I wasn't privy to. Although I knew that The Traitors was a popular show, I don't think anybody had anticipated just how wild season 2 was going to get. It was a record 6.9 million people watched the final, where I got banished. But unexpectedly, and probably most shocking to me, off the back of the success of the show, and because I was a finalist, there was a real pressure for me to move. There was a real pressure for me to relocate further south or chase opportunities that somehow aren't as readily available as up here in the Highlands. And I resisted. You know, before I went on the programme, I had carved out a really beautiful life for myself here in the Highlands, and I was very protective of it. My initial thought was that if you use my homeland to be the backdrop of your multi-million-pound TV show, then why should I move from here? I'm proud to be from the Highlands, I'm proud to live in the Highlands, and I was proud to represent the Highlands on season 2, and I will continue to do so after the show's done. I encourage you, as you move into this new part of your life, to be ambassadors for the Highlands, especially for education, and especially the education you've received here at UHI. UHI offered me flexible study, which meant I could stay in the city that I loved. With the people I loved, I didn't have to move across Scotland or to a different country to find education, and it meant when I qualified, I was able to push straight back into my community with my new career and newfound skills. The UHI's deep roots and connections within its community is, in my opinion, just one of its biggest selling points, and I would encourage you to champion this when you talk about UHI in the future. The great news is for you guys sitting here, is that you've done it now. You've completed it, and I guess you're standing at this door. The scroll that's in your hand opens the door, and tomorrow you get to step through it and start this new part of your life. Today is more than just a ceremony, it's a milestone, and use your time spent here at UHI Inverness to open many more doors. Doors you didn't think could be unlocked or opened for you, doors you didn't even know existed or hadn't even dreamed of. Take it from me, a former UHI student, if you had told me in 2016, as I was sitting exactly where you are now, what I had in store. Even in just the past year of my life, I would have laughed because it sounds made up. But there are skills that you have learnt here in the past 2, 3, 4 years that will set you up for your career, your life, and things you haven't even dreamt of yet. This chapter might be closing, but the learning journey that you started the first day you walked through the doors or logged onto your first lecture will continue. Congratulations once again. I can't wait to see what you get up to next. Thank you.
We are now at the end of this afternoon's ceremony, and I'd like to ask you all for one last favour. We would love to get a group photograph of you all celebrating. So if I could invite our photographer Ewan to the stage, and if I could ask all students and award winners to stand. Okay, so I'm going to count us down on a count of 3, and then you're going to wave your scroll in the air. You're going to give the biggest cheer. Not yet. You're really keen. You're so keen because you're all winners. Right, okay, so I'm going to count you in. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Thank you, everyone. That was tremendous. That was really good. So good. Finally, I would like once again to take this opportunity to congratulate all our students. It's been an absolute honour today to be here, to see you, our students, colleagues, friends and family come together to share in this celebration. It's been a really special day, and we are so incredibly proud of you. For those of you who are joining us at 3:30 p.m. for our celebratory reception at UHI Inverness, I look forward to seeing you later. If you are not joining us, please go and celebrate. You have absolutely earned it. For all, we wish you continued success as you embark on the next chapter in your lives. Can I ask students and guests to remain seated until the platform party has left the church? We want to avoid any bottlenecks where possible, and I ask you to exit the following way. Students, please follow the platform party out so we can say farewell to you with a guard of honour as you leave the church. Once outside, please go right and make your way to Church Street up the side lane. Downstairs, guests can leave through the doors behind me and exit from the side door to my right. Guests who are seated upstairs can exit from the main front door once all the students have left. Thank you.